see whether the people are drug tested, see if they have insurance, see how many years they've been in business, and those are all very important when choosing a solar company. The big differentiation between solar panels on the market, 95% of them do not carry a labor warranty. Okay, they'll tell you they have a 25-year warranty. That's the performance warranty. That says how much power do I have left after 25 years. And most of them will be between 80 and 90% after 25 years, which is pretty good. Okay, 95% of them do not have a labor warranty. They have a limited parts warranty, and you got to be very careful. So if you ask somebody what's the warranty and they say 25 years, you need to be specific with them. What is the 25 years cover? Because if they just say 25 years, they're talking performance and you may be talking labor. And it's two different things. You do not want to pay for service calls. Simple as that. One other important issue, which we get questioned all the time, is a Florida solar rights law. HOAs do not have the ability to restrict people putting panels on their house. They may tell you they do, but they don't. And it's called the Florida Solar Act. It was passed many, many years ago. And again, no HOA can prohibit you putting up pool panels or solar panels or hot water panels. Cannot do it.
Interesting.
They can tell, yeah, well, they tell you can't, but it's against the law to do that, to restrict. They can restrict you to where it goes on the roof. It's got to be within 45 degrees of due south, which is, due south is the best, all right? Next best is west, next best is east. It doesn't matter. Can't do north. But anyhow, they can tell you, I want it within 45 degrees of due south. If we have to put it in a slightly unfavorable place, they pay the difference. So they won't enforce it. They just put the panels where you want them to. And we'll give them a drawing and, they're okay with it. We've had 100 HOAs in the last 20 years, supposedly, protest. We won 99 out of the 100 cases. The only case we lost is the owner signed his own agreement to not put panels up. So, and that's for every solar company. They can't prohibit anybody from putting panels on the roof.
Okay.
That's a very big misconception in the industry. The other one is the law of solar is it's cheaper to save electricity than to generate electricity. So what that means is we can look at your electric bill and say it's X amount of dollars, okay? I could put up a system to make that bill zero. However, I would be disingenuous because if you've got a couple of people in the house, it's much, much less expensive to put in a very small solar hot water system and then to treat the remainder with photovoltaic. The difference is enormous, all right? Some of these other companies, they're good companies, but they don't do hot water. So their only solution is to put all the cells on the roof to reduce your bill. It's going to be about, let's just say a typical hot water system. It's going to be about $14,000 if I wanted to do panels. It's about $6,000 if I do a hot water system. So it's a humongous difference so we go in, we do a free consultation, we look at the bill, we can basically predict what's using what, and then on the spot give somebody a proposal and go from there. The interesting part is that this year there's a 26% federal tax credit, which you don't have to use it all this year. You can roll it over. Next year it drops to 22%, and the next year it goes away. So people say, "Why do I want to do solar now?" Because you can get the tax credit now. Okay, and it's 26%, fairly substantial. If you're putting a new roof on the house and you do the roof at the same time as you do the solar, you can get the tax credit on both, which is huge if you're putting up a large roof. And people don't know that. It's just an unknown fact in the industry. So as long as you're done at the same time, the project is written as a solar project, we work with the roofer, obviously. They put the roof up, and then we put the solar on. And the tax credit is on the combined value of both projects. So you're saving a lot of money on the roof, obviously. You're really subsidizing the solar with the roof, okay? And that's a pretty big number. For commercial businesses, which we also do, in addition to the tax credit, you can now take a 1-year depreciation on the equipment, all right? So if you've got whatever the project is, depending on your tax bracket, the government's going to subsidize somewhere between 30 and 50% of that project with tax credits, which is, unbelievable if you think about it.
Yeah.
Right. The other major development, you didn't ask me, but is financing. People say, how do I pay for this? All right. They think the prices have come down 70% in the last 5 or 6 years. So it's much less than if they got a quote 5 years ago. Long story short, you can pay for it cash if you want. There's discounts. There is a program in Manatee and Sarasota County run by the county called PACE. Stands for Property Assessed Clean Energy. Under PACE, you take the cost of any sustainable project. Could be solar, could be new air conditioning, could be pool, could be attic insulation, it could be new appliances, anything that saves energy. They roll the cost of the project into your property taxes. And you could spread it out over 20 to 30 years, depending on if solar is included. So you take whatever the cost is, roll it out over 30 years, those payments are going to be fairly low, right? And there's no money out of pocket, right? In Manatee County, if you do it now, you will not see the property tax increase until next November. So you've got 16, 17 months of free electric, basically, or free hot water, whatever you put up there. And that's a huge benefit. In addition, you take the tax credit also. And if you want to use the tax credit to pay the bill down, it drops drastically the payments. So in most cases, we can walk in, put up solar. If you have no hot water issues, strictly solar, the new bill is going to be slightly higher than your present utility bill, but it's the difference between a mortgage and renting. You're renting electricity now. So in 5 or 6 years, your utility bill it goes up every year. They increase it a little under 4% a year. You're investing in the future. All right.
Okay.
You're no longer renting your electricity.
So let me ask you this, Bill, really fast. I wanted to ask you this, but does putting on solar panels increase the value of a home?
Absolutely, positively. You can go to a Berkeley laboratory in California. They've done studies. A small system, which is very small system, 3 kilowatts, they did increase the value of the house by about $18,000. That's a very small system. Normal systems somewhere between 6 and 11 kilowatts. So I wouldn't say that number is going to double, but it's going to be substantial. It's a very good investment. And the last question is, people ask, what's the payback? Okay. In most cases, it's going to be 8 to 12 years. So if I take a worst case scenario and say the payback is 12 years, that's 8% tax-free per year, if you do the math. And that's based upon the electric rates never going up. So once they increase the utility rates, that number gets better. If the payback's 8 years, that's 12% tax-free. I don't think a lot of people right now are getting 12 or 8% tax-free on their investments.
No.
So you got money sitting around making 1%, 2%, you're better off investing it in solar. The payback's better.
Correct.
And
but
the last point is,
Bill, but I have to interrupt now. But we are getting down to time, so this is where I like to give my guests the time that they can tell our listeners how they can get a hold of you, whether you want to do email, phone number, website. Tell us how anyone can get a hold of you and learn more about MIRASOL and solar.
Best way is email. The email address is bill.burke, BURKE 64 @gmail.com. Phone number 941-773-0036. And if they want to really see what's going on, go to our website, MIRASOLSolar.com. And every product is explained. We have videos. There's a tremendous amount of information on the website. And the last thing I'll say is the warranty that we sell is assigned to the house, not the owner. So if you sell the house in 10 years, the new owner picks up what's left on that 25-year warranty. Everybody else is warranty is void once you sell the house. So
okay.
Much
well, that's good.
Thank you very much. If anyone has any questions, contact me. Very happy to answer any questions on any aspect of solar or battery backup.
Well, Bill, I want to thank you for being a guest on Socially Joe, and I'd love to have you back on to tell us a little bit more about solar, because obviously you are a full-service solar company, and there's just so much that we can learn from you with like the new technology that's coming out, and I'm sure it's always advancing. But thank you again for being on Socially Joe, and I look forward to talking to you and networking with you soon.